Hello everybody, this is Joshua Krieger at Krieg Sports Talk, and today it's time for the weekly recap. So, I did this one last Saturday, and it's going to be the same format. I'm going to go through some of the top stories going on in the NFL, NBA, and I'm going to share them with you. So, the first thing we got to talk about, obviously, today is Anthony Davis has requested a trade. He did this on Monday morning, and the big question is, where is he going to go? So, Anthony Davis averaging 29.3 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. He's made it to the All-Star team, and there's people questioning whether he should have gotten the starting role or whether Paul George should have gotten the starting role in the West, but that's up for people to decide. So the big question is, where is he going to go? Now, when I did my Anthony Davis has requested a trade video, I threw out a Lakers trade, and that was KCP, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Mortis Wagner, 2 first-round picks and a second for Anthony Davis. And what I've heard is the Lakers offered Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Ivica Zubac, and a first-round pick for Anthony Davis. And I feel that the Lakers are giving up a lot to get Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis, he's a once-in-a-generation talent. So, AD, if he comes to the Lakers, watch out. And also, dealing with this just came out today, his dad has said, I don't want him playing for the Celtics. And as I said before in my Anthony Davis trade video, the Celtics can't trade for him because Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis have signed what we call a Rose Rule extension, and you cannot have 2 players on a Rose Rule extension on the same team. So, if he's not going to go to Celtics, where is he going to go? And that's why a lot of people are picking the Lakers for Anthony Davis to go there. Now, the next thing that's happened, we had the first big trade of the NBA trade deadline. Kristaps Porzingis is going to the Mavericks. Now, in this trade, it was Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews, and 2 first-round picks for Porzingis, Courtney Lee, and Tim Hardaway Jr. I did my Kristaps Porzingis video a couple days ago, and that's more I outlined this trade a little bit. I'll just do a brief summary. I'll leave the link to that video in the description below. And so basically, they got this. The Knicks were able to clear a lot of cap space. They cleared $27 million with Tim Hardaway Jr. and Courtney Lee. And it's going to be interesting how that's going to shape up for this summer because they could have $71 million in cap space for next year. That's just amazing. So, basically, Mavs got Porzingis. They got a pretty good scorers in Tim Hardaway Jr. and a good 3-and-D wing in Courtney Lee. And the Mavs, they gave up their point guard, Dennis Smith Jr., who they drafted last year, 2 years ago. And they give up DeAndre Jordan, who's a pretty good center still. He's a rebounding machine. He can play defense. And he's got a player option for next year. And then they're giving up Wesley Matthews, and Wesley Matthews is an expiring contract. So the Knicks basically were able to clear cap space, and the Mavs were able to get a good haul for Dennis Smith Jr. and DeAndre Jordan and Wesley Matthews. So that's kind of that trade. I'll leave that link in the description below about that video as well. And then also the All-Star game is coming up for the NBA. Now we got the reserves all set. On the Western Conference, it's going to be LaMarcus Aldridge, Anthony Davis, Jokic, Russell Westbrook, Klay Thompson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Damian Lillard. That's a very good West. I'm not sure where I would put him. I might take Karl Anthony Towns out and place him with a different person. I wish Tobias Harris personally was on this All-Star reserve for the West because he's been having a phenomenal season, career year with the Clippers. Even though the Clippers have dropped, the dude can shoot from any place on the floor. He's a good free throw shooter, can shoot the mid-range, hit those layups. I really wish he would have made the All-Star reserves All-Star reserves for the West, but that didn't happen. And then for the East, you got Blake Griffin, Bradley Beal, Kyle Lowry, Chris Middleton, D'Angelo Russell, Simmons, and Vucevic. D'Angelo Russell replaced Victor Oladipo, and as I said in my other weekly recap, Victor Oladipo, he tore a quad tendon against the Raptors, and he is out for the season, unfortunately. And it's pretty sad that Victor Oladipo is out for the season, because you would think the Celtics, number 13. No, it's not the Celtics. Oh, wait, it's the 76ers. Oh, it's not the 76ers. It's the Indiana Pacers right now. So, it's pretty sad to see him go down. Same thing for the East. Really, everybody there should have gotten it. I honestly think Ben Simmons should be replaced with somebody else. I can't think of a candidate off the top of my head. I'm not saying Ben Simmons is a bad player, but Ben Simmons cannot shoot. He does not shoot because he knows he's not going to make the shot. When he gets a jump shot, then I would put him into the All-Star game. But right now, no. And Vucevic, he got his first All-Star nod, and he looked for maybe the Magic trading him to a contender, because Vucevic, watch out, if he goes to a different team, he's going to be a very good player. Now, let's get to some NBA news. The Super Bowl weekend is here. Everybody's ready to have their Super Bowl parties. And I'm just going to go over some of the storylines. I will leave a link in the description below dealing with my Super Bowl predictions. And Brady versus Goff, which is old quarterback, 41-year-old Brady, who people were saying his team sucks, versus Jared Goff, who a lot of people had as their Super Bowl favorite going into the season. Young player. So we'll see how that dynamic is going to work out. Then another, McDaniels versus Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips, Belichick has said, I've changed over 30 years. Wade Phillips hasn't. But Wade Phillips' defenses have done better against the Patriots than other teams. The Denver Broncos, when he was on the Denver Broncos, he won a couple Super Bowls, and they gave Brady tough time. I don't think Brady's ever won a playoff game in Denver. So, and then the last one, Belichick versus McVay. McVay, the young, cool quarterback. I'm pro player. And then there's Bill Belichick. You know, you guys, you're going to listen to what I say. I don't care how you're getting paid. You're going to listen to what I say. And then another big thing about the Super Bowl weekend is Todd Gurley going to carry the football more than 5 times. And there's been reports that Todd Gurley is 100% for this game. So we'll see what happens. If Todd Gurley is 100% in playing, I give the Rams a better shot to upset the Patriots. And then last piece of news, Antonio Brown, it just reported, he says, I just want to win, it doesn't matter where. Now, AB and the Pittsburgh Steelers have had tension between them after the season. I think there might have been a little tension with the emergence of Juju Smith-Schuster. He's made it to the Pro Bowl this year. He's been standout wide receiver. I mean, him and AB combined for over 200 catches, and they're a pretty good tandem. But AB, I don't know what's going on. The Steelers, there's been rift between him and the Steelers, and he skipped practices. So I would look for AB to be traded. Some potential landing spots. Some people have put him with the 49ers. I know my friend is a 49ers fan. He's hoping that happens. I mean, you have Jimmy Garoppolo, Antonio Brown. That would be a pretty good football team. They just need to upgrade that defense. And if Nick Bosa falls to number 2, watch out. Watch out. And it's sad that Jimmy Garoppolo got his Torres ACL, but we'll see. If he comes back even better, he'll be much more careful. And 49ers could be a team that's pretty interesting this season coming up in this season. So that's the weekly recap this week. I'll just talk about the 5 topics. Anthony Davis trade request, Kristaps, Porzingis, the All-Star reserves. I'm going to talk more about the All-Star reserves in a future video coming out. The Super Bowl weekend this week, and then Antonio Brown. So, please subscribe, like the video. This is just another weekly recap. I plan on doing another one next week. Please like and subscribe the video. And as always, have a good day.